Greetings, I'm Barrett and welcome to Meet Me at the Table. It's here, it's on the table, it's my Kickstarter copy of ISS Vanguard that I pledged for. I am super excited to dig into this. A lot of times I'll say something like, oh, I'm excited for this unboxing, or I can't wait to do the playthrough of this, but that is really it. This is amazing. I am super pumped for this game. There's a lot of games I'm excited for, but this one in particular, once it was funded, I was really excited to get this thing and get it as fast as I can. This just got delivered today. I'm going to unbox this whole thing. We've got the base game, we've got dice packs, we got personal files, we got pets, we've got section boxes up here, we've got some miniatures underneath there, we've got some player boards, I've even got a dice tower to do it. This is a full Kickstarter unboxing of Wave 1 ISS Vanguard. ISS Vanguard is a space exploration game where you get to not only go down onto planets and deal with what is there, you also get to do an entire escapade inside your ship, being able to upgrade not only yourself but your ship, and you're able to keep different things down to the planets, and then you're going to do dice resolution in order to do things on the planets. It's super exciting. I hope I haven't had a chance to play it, but I'm going to dig through this. We're going to get this to the table and we're going to play ISS Vanguard. If you're excited to see what is inside all of these boxes, then I need you to meet me at the table. We're going to start by doing the base box, and it did come with this awesome letter. Every time you back something from Awakened Realms, they send you an amazing letter that talks about how excited they are that you're able to be part of this experience. It also talks about how they're humbled by your generosity and faith in their company and everything, and I think it's just fantastic to get a nice little letter every once in a while by them. And the best part about this, of course, it tells me how to open a letter. Tells me how to open the letter. That's awesome. So I just wanted to show you that. Of course, they also have things about if anything is broken or not up to your satisfaction. They have places you can get a hold of them. But it's just kind of cool to get that letter every time I open it, knowing that Awakened Realms has done this. They're a fantastic company. It's awesome to see that they really love the community and are excited to have them help them. We've got ISS Vanguards. Besides, I like to help make their dreams come true. I wish I could have dreams like them. We're going to unbox it, see what we got. We have some, I'm guessing this is going to be filled to the rim with brim here. We've got some tokens. We'll take a look at those. We have a rule book. Now, I believe, if I remember right, this rule book was written by Paul Grogan. He is an absolutely fantastic person. If you don't know him, please check it out. There it is, Paul Grogan right there. Helped write this rule book, so I'm really thinking this is going to be a fantastic rule book. If you don't know his channel, please go check it out. I'm going to put a link to it in the description below. He has made fantastic videos on how to play games, and also on top of that, he does some live plays, live unboxings. He does plays. He's just a fantastic content creator. Please go check him out. If you don't know who he is, I'll put a link in the description below. So we'll take this rule book. We're going to have to read through it. I'm sure it's a pretty hefty one. This is a big, giant adventure game. About 48 pages. That's not too bad. I've read longer, and it looks like it has some really good diagrams on how things are going to be working in the game. So again, super excited to get this to the table. We'll read through this and get this out there as fast as we can. We're going to move back to these punch boards. There are a lot of different things we're going to see here. Some of these, of course, are aliens, are ships, and things of that nature that we would normally have, that we're have standee versions of. But some of these tokens are going to be some of the stuff we use. Like we have success tokens up over in this corner. Energy tokens, time tokens, and command tokens. These are all going to be used by us during the game. I believe the rest of these are all going to be just different parts of the ship or items you can take out onto your mission. These are all the different types of equipment you could take, and of course, like I said, these are probably some of the enemies and the ships we might find. Here's some more of the enemies and some of the ships we have our mission failed or penalties. These are our turn tokens right down here for our actions. Then we also have along the side over here our different lead tokens that we're going to probably be finding out on some of the planets. That's really it for the punch boards. There aren't many. Now, the cool thing about this game is it's actually all inside of the book. The book is going to lead you through this adventure, which is going to be super cool. We have here our resume save game. This, I believe, is going to be the ship book, so we're going to set that aside. We'll look at it in just a second. I'm going to take some more of this off, and let's see what we have. This is going to be, oh, this is like flips out. This isn't even, I don't think, part of the thing. This is kind of cool. It just flips out. This is the Planet Torpedia. This is going to be all the things that you're going to be using in the game. This is going to be your mission book and where you're going to be exploring space. It's going to be super cool. I am not going to spoil most of this. I will just check real quick to make sure I will only spoil something if it's the first thing you're doing in the game. I will not do anything else. And I'm definitely not opening this. definitely not opening the thing that's a secret envelope. So I will not be opening the secret envelope. I don't want to, again, spoil anything for anybody. This is going to be as non-spoilery as I can get. This is also system maps. We have system maps. We have a, what is this? IX Fortitude Vanguard. This, I believe, is the comic book. I'll take a look. Yes, it is. This is the comic book. This is the prologue. So before you play the game, you're going to want to read through this. I think this gives you kind of an idea of what is going on in the game and how we got to the state we're in. So I'm really excited to read through this. I might even put this up on the channel as well as when I do my playthrough. This is cool. I'm super excited for the way this story is going to work. Then we have the operations book and the log book. Wow, look at all these books. There's a lot of paper content in here. Oh my goodness. The first two books we're going to start with are these log books and operations books. These are going to be your story journals, and as you play through the game, you're going to read through what is happening inside you, and it may make you bounce from book to book. Of course, if you notice here, this is all app-based as well. All the narration is all the story is narrated, so it is narrated very well. So I strongly recommend grabbing the app, but those that don't want to, or as time goes on, the app may not no longer be available. Some people are worried about that. I don't think Awakening Realms has any worry about ever going anywhere anytime soon. They do a fantastic job, and they continue to keep pushing out more and more great content. This is where you're going to find it. You can also, of course, look for it on your iOS or any Android system or anything else, but it does have all the logs you're going to read, and I'm just showing this one because it's the starting one you're going to read when you actually start your game. So that's in here, and then of course it might tell you to bounce over to here if there's certain things in the game that make you go back and forth, is how I understand it. But of course, like I said, all of it can be found on the app, and it's absolutely fantastically voiced. Now, if we move into this book, this I can show you at least the first page of. Looking through the rule book for this game, it does mention that when you play the very first tutorial mission, it's going to tell you to turn to page 2 and 3 of the Planetopedia book. It also, this instruction book tells you exactly how to set everything up. It tells you exactly how to put everything back in the box. It's pretty sweet. And it also has 3 QR codes. One of them is going to send you right to the video tutorial on this game. The next one will tell you exactly how to get that voiced experience. And this one keeps you stayed tuned with all the downloads of everything and the FAQs as time goes on. It's really cool. I'm really excited that they're actually keeping this thing pretty much free-flowing as we go, which is going to be pretty neat. And that's all found in this instruction book. And like I said, see, it even shows you how to set everything up before your first game. I'm really excited that they're doing such a great job. It even shows you how to organize all the cards and what goes in where. Oh my gosh, this is out of control. This is going to be super fun to do. So, and of course, then it tells you exactly how to play the game, but we'll do that during the playthrough. But that does allow me to at least show you the first page of this, which is this. And the way this is going to work is you're going to be placed out onto here, and then you're going to use different skills or different actions to be able to move around inside this area. And basically all these different cards are going to be here. So if you get to here, you're going to read that log 311, or you're going to read or listen to it in the thing. Or if you're really interested, you could actually listen to 311, like Down, I think is the name of their hit song. That's a joke. It's a very bad joke. There's a band called 311. I'm maybe dating myself by saying that. But you're going to put a card out. Maybe they'll cover this up and change it to something else as you're playing through. And again, you're going to be exploring all these things, trying to figure out trying to complete a mission inside of this. Now, you may come back to this at some time, and things may persist based on what you've done in the past in some of the planets. So that's kind of cool that all that can kind of take place. And this is, like I said, your game board. There's not like a whole bunch of tiles or everything. It's all this book from how I understand. Of course, there could be some stuff in the secret envelope that I'm not going to open. That may change a little bit of that. They do have these. These are going to be your ships that you're going to be flying down on. Each one of them is different, and they're going to be, some are going to be more sturdy, some are going to be faster, some are going to be able to hold more things. It all depends on which one you want to take down. These, I believe, are your 3 starting ships. I don't think, oh my gosh, there's 6. There's 3 on the back too. Now, of course, I'm doing my best to not spoil or anything. I don't know if I'm supposed to show all these, but they're all right here. I don't see how you can't see them. They're not in the hidden envelope, so therefore I think they're fair game. So it's interesting that all these ships are a little bit different. Now, each person is not going to have a ship when you play the game. You're all going to be on the same ship going down to the planet. That's going to be the deal. And so we'll put these aside. Let's see what else we have. We have the awesome miniatures, and I will say that this is a sun-dropped pledge. So all the miniatures do carry Awakened Realms patented sun-drop abilities. These are going to be all the different folders you're going to put into your logbook here. And I'm going to get all this taken care of and show it to you once we get closer to the end of this unboxing. Let's check out some of the miniatures. What's it? Oh, this is the book. Oh my goodness, this is the book. So we're going to put all those things in here, and it even shows you the different tabs of what you're going to do. And like I said, not only are you doing stuff on the planets and in space, you're going to be doing stuff in your ship. This is the ship book. So the book itself is going to have this neat thing. You're going to stick all your stuff in there, and the cards are all going to sleeve into these different slots and be able to be used in the ship for different actions and different abilities. And you're going to be slotting in different advancements and things like that. And here's all the different tabs that you're going to be going through each, maybe not all of them, but for the most part, you're going to go through some of these between each mission from how I understand it. That's our ship book. That was awesome. I was really excited about that. The piece of cardboard, don't need that. These are our player boards, and each one of these is a little bit different, as you can tell. We have security, we have the recon, we've got science, there should be one more, there's engineering. There we go. And if you notice, they all are going to have places for dice, and each one of these have different, like, larger value areas that you can do. So for security, for example, has more red dice, where the was this the science? No, recon has more of the green dice, and I'm sure science has more of the engineering has more of the blue dice, and science just kind of looks like it's a very balanced system. And of course, you're going to be able to expand these dice systems, and you're going to move your dice from here to here, from your gained pile to your spent pile, based on what you do in the game and how you roll these dice. And it does say, let's see here, section you protect others and unknown hostiles. So it does give you a little idea of what each of these do. There's a little slot for charges. Those are going to be, you can use those to manipulate the dice in different ways. You're also going to gain injuries. If you get too many injuries, you could potentially die on the planet. But don't worry, you have other people in the ship ready to step up. So if your red shirt does get killed, don't worry, you've got more red shirts. You've got lots of red shirts you can put into the field. So don't have to worry about everybody dying. There's so many red shirts, you'll be fine. Here's our miniatures. Let's take a quick look. These are going to be the different types of classes that we have. I'm guessing based on the color. So this is going to be one of our recon characters, or we could use this one if we want to as our recon character. The Sundrop Pledge looks pretty sweet. We do have this one next. This is probably our security, I'm guessing. Has a super big gun, so I don't see why it wouldn't be security. This one's got a gun and a little tracking robot. That's kind of awesome. And then it has a giant ship here, and I'm sure this giant ship is going to be where we are. Oh my gosh, look at this thing. This thing just fits in right in here, I'm sure. Just like that. And ta-da! We've got, I'm guessing, the ISS Vanguard, but I haven't played the game, so I don't know if that's what that is or if we're actually looking for it. I have no idea. That's the miniatures. I don't really think I need to show all the rest of them. I mean, they're really neat. They're good. I think they'll be fine for the game. I have no problem with Awakened Realms. They do a fantastic job of miniatures all the time. And this really isn't a super big miniatures game compared to some of the other ones, but it's really awesome to have them out on the table. Now we got cards. Look at all the cards. We got lots of cards. There's cards. That's cool. But we'll quickly just take these dice out. And each set of dice are different, and they're going to be unique for each different class. The dice, if you notice, there's a ton of these dice. So these dice will upgrade too, because based on how powerful the dice is, certain symbols appear more often on the dice compared to normal. This is a wild symbol, this Vanguard symbol, but some of the other dice, so for example, the red dice might have more things built for shield and weaponry and stuff like that, potentially. And these are going to be built more for recon and exploration, and these might be built more for like keeping your characters alive or being able to scientifically find out if a plant is worth saving or not. So it's really cool that not only are the dice different based on the color, as they upgrade the dice themselves, you're going to be getting better and better dice. So you have to be careful which dice you actually take. Now the dice you don't want any of these. These are your damage dice, and you're going to, as you take, these are going to be you roll these to find out if you take any type of damage, then you roll these while you're actually doing your test to see if you either gain more damage or they take away from your successes or things like that. And there's a D10 for keeping track of time of some kind. Then we do have our cubes. Awakened Realms loves their cubes. They've got some of those. And we got an extra little bag to put some, I don't know, dice or tokens or something. Oh, they put the tokens. They've got the little symbols out there for me to tell me to put the tokens there. The interesting thing that they did in this game, which I think is awesome, is that each character's class has their own little deck box storage unit that they're going to have. Now, I don't know if those are the cards that are supposed to be in there or they're just storing cards in here based on that. But I do like the fact that each class, you can go like, okay, you want to be this character? You can just know to grab the purple one. Oh, you want to be recon? Okay, here's your pink one. Oh, you want to be the engineer? Here's your engineering stuff. I think that's really neat. Now, we're going to try to go through these cards. I can't go through them all, of course, because this is a campaign game, and I don't want to get away too much stuff. There is a bag. I'm not sure what we're drawing from the bag. And if they have some standees and some of these little things if you want to stick your guys in them. If you don't have the painted versions, this would help differentiate which class characters you have or not. And I'm sure these will be used for something. Maybe it's in the secret box. I don't know. Maybe it's also in here. Here's some more standees as well. We got lots of standees. All right. And we got a little pad of paper down here that's going to keep track of our planet's name. Oh, and this is your save sheets for the planets and your point of interest on the planets and things of that nature. They'll be all written down here. Or I'm sure we also saved on the app if you're using the app. What is this? This is a planetary scanner. So as you play through the game, you're going to stick the planet card in here or something of that nature, and you're going to be able to reveal certain parts of it based on how well you did or some of the advancements you have in your ship. You're able to learn a little bit more before you go down, so you know kind of what kind of things you should be taking along with you on your trip down to that planet. And I think the rest of these are all going to be in some kind of covered sleeves of some kind, so I have to figure out which one of these I can show and which one I can't. So I'll dig through all of these and see what we see. We'll start with this big white one up here. I'll see what I can grab out of here. The first set in here are these small little cards. I'm trying to cover what I can here. These are going to be campaign objectives. And on top of that, behind that, we have some other cards. These are going to be kind of all the upgrades for our lander mod. It's going to be able to upgrade. And these are going to be found on basically exploring the planet. You might find upgrades abilities, or you might be able to learn how to do this based on or being able to buy things for it or something. But then we can also upgrade other parts of our ship, like our tech level. We also have our bridge upgrades as well. So again, not showing what these are because I don't really want to know what these are as well. And I'm sure as we play through it, it'll tell me to grab certain ones out here and place in there, and then it's going to take some time in order to research them in order to be able to use them. We also have all of these cards for different parts of the planet. I'm not going to show any of these, but we have like live specimens, we've got strange flora, all these different things we could find on the planet, alien tech. We have microorganisms. We've got all these. Oh, this one I can show because this is the morale one. This is the low morale and high morale and very low morale and oh no, we're in big trouble morale. Depending on how your situation on your ship is, based on how you've been doing, this will go up and down, and it will affect some of the things that happen in the ship or outside the ship. We have different unique discoveries, and then we have injuries. We don't want these. These are wound cards and exhaustion injuries and things like this. These are terrible. Critical wound injury. Oh, we definitely don't want that. It's bad news. We don't need our red shirts dying. Next we have some, I believe these are just card dividers. They're all just different rank sleeves for the different groups, and section cards for different groups as well. We'll put those aside. Then we have 4 monstrous decks of points of interest, which are going to be the ones we're going to find on the planet, so I'm not going to show any of these at all. I apologize for that. There is a cool thing. It does come with a tutorial, so this is what we'll be playing when we do our playthrough. We'll do the tutorial up until I get to like the part where we're really going to start playing the game. Then maybe do one more mission just because I don't know how much of the time it'll stop. And it does say do not open until instructed on both sides of these. So that's our introductory deck. Then we have some crew and all the different types of planets. Again, I'm trying to cover as much as I can because I don't know how much this is spoiling anything. I don't think it spoils too much. This is going to be what type of class this character is, and then this is, I believe, how many charges he gets. These are this is when you slide this thing into the different, here it is, the planetary scanner. As you learn different things from it, you'll be able to push this out farther to know a little bit more, and I'm covering it because I don't want anybody to know what that is. I don't even know what the symbols are, so it doesn't really matter. To me, I have no idea. So that's what's in the white one. I guess we're going to grab these 2 black ones, so why not? Let's go for broke here. And then, of course, we got our thing that keeps us safe. And, it keeps the game safe. It doesn't keep you safe. You want to throw that away. Next we have some pretty big cards. These again are our landers. There's 6 of them, all the same ones you saw in the box there. We also have our reference cards, which are for the game round. You can pass one each one. This also tells you how the danger die works and also refers to deadly space mode. On the ones after that though, I believe these are all going to be different bad guys or different maybe creatures or people we meet in the game. So I'm not going to spoil anything past that because I'm not sure if we're supposed to know those. I don't think we are. So that's in this deck. And the only thing I have left is what is inside here. Next we have more card dividers again. Resting crew, recruits, recorded planets, landing cards, facility upgrades, possible situations, future situations, research project, production, points of interest, missions, global conditions, and planetary cards. And the game tells you exactly where to put these and what to put in front and behind each one of these cards. So it's super cool. It helps us set it up. Next, we have another couple used for unavailable equipment and armory, and I'm sure on the backside I might have available equipment. Here's all the equipment cards that we have here. There's 2 full decks. I'm not going to show you all of them. I'm going to show you this one, though. It's a med kit. I'm going to take a wild stab in the dark. That's not the end of the world if I show you a med kit. And this one just allows you or another crew member in your sector discards 1 injury die, return the card to the armory. So you can use it once and it goes back to the armory. Again, there's a whole bunch of them here. Highly doubt that's a huge spoiler that there's a med kit. There is a deck here of research projects, and again, I'm not showing what that is. I don't want to have it spoiled, but this is a whole deck full of all these different research projects. Followed by missions and global conditions, big thick decks of there. It looks like there might be something else in this deck other than that, so we'll take a look. This deck was all mission decks, so it was exactly what I thought. But this one actually is global conditions, and then there is a little section here where we have, I believe it's medbay upgrades. Again, not going to show exactly how they work or what you're going to get, but there's medbay upgrades in there. And then we get these situation cards, which is another aspect of this game. Next, we have a bunch of event decks, and then we have our rank up events. So this is how you're going to level your characters up. They're all exactly the same. There's no difference in these, except for maybe on the back on how you can, these are going to be all the different missions or things you have to do to try to rank your guy up. Once you do that, you flip it over, and you're going to be able to rank your character up and they're going to be able to gain more dice slots. They're going to gain new abilities, things of that nature as they rank up. And the way you're going to rank up in this game is actually really cool. You're going to take this deck of sleeves, and you're going to put your characters in there, and as they rank up, you're going to sleeve them here, then flip them over for a different rank, or actually, sorry, there's just more back here. So these are the different, so here you go. This one's rank 1, rank 2, rank 3, and notice how many sleeves there are. You're going to have a lot of people on your ship that you're going to be able to go down on the planet with, and be able to take advantage of certain aspects of what they're good at and what they're bad at. And so it's really cool how you have to kind of decide what you're bringing down to the planet to help you, and being able to know more about the planet will help you decide what you're going to bring down, or I should say who. Then we have a bookmark that is going to be used to keep us in the current system. We have that systems maps here. I'm not going to open this. I don't know anything about what one I'm supposed to open. But there's different systems, and so you just put the marker, I believe, in here so you know where it is. It's kind of like a bookmark to know where you're traveling to. The other things we have is a few more small decks of cards. I think this is going to be a the small deck dividers for gathered discoveries, lunar mods, bridge cards, rank ups, injuries, events, discoveries, and unique discoveries. Those are all just going to slide into there, and of course the game will teach you how to do it. Then there's this says this side up tutorial deck B, please do not open until instructed. So when you play the tutorial, it gives you the cards you're going to need to do it, which is really cool. We have that ready to go. The only decks left we have to look at are the ones that have all the different skills for the different sections in them. They have all 4 of the different groups are here. We have, so I wish I could show you some of these, but I'm not sure what to do. But I do have a plan. I've been doing some research, and I can show you these. This is the tutorial set of cards, and it comes with your first starting crew members, which are right here. These are the 4 crew members, and then they do come with their own set of cards, so I can at least show you how these action cards work. For example, here we have endurance, and you can use it in one of 2 ways. You can attempt to get, if you get this skill or dice combination while you're doing some checks, you can use it for this, or you can play it for what it is here. There's multiple ways of being able to use each of these cards, which I think is really cool. We have a backup plan. I wonder if his plans are ever as good as mine. So during a dice check, I can turn one of my red dice to a chosen result, or if I get 2 of these, I can refresh one of my dice, and I can use the card for that if I wish to. So that's the cool thing about this, is each of these cards could be used for multiple things. And it has our mission here, so this is going to be points of interest. I'm super pumped. I almost want to just play right now. I want to start putting this right on the board and playing it. But this is the tutorial stuff, so I have no fear of showing you this, because it's the first thing you have to open when you play the game. But it does show you which characters and what group they're part of, and I'm sure they have some abilities down here. Draw 1 charge. These are the charges right here. So anytime I can spend a charge to draw and choose cards from your discard pile. And this person has 2, they each have 2 charges, except for this person only has 1. This person has 3. This person spend 1 charge to refresh a die more and draw 1 additional card. Okay, that's kind of cool. So each of them, of course, are a little bit different, and as we upgrade these characters, they're going to gain more and more abilities to use their charges and more different cards for their event, their section decks, from what I understand. So super cool. The last thing is we do actually have the book kind of put together. It's the ship book right here. It does kind of start from here, and it does go all the way through every part of this. So we have starting from here, we have our bridge, our star map, where we're going to scout the mission. Then we have our ship facilities, how we're going to be able to use our time inside our ship. We can research, we can decide to use production, we can train people in our barracks, we can use our situation room to kind of deal with the situation that's happening. We have our hangar, which is then going to prep us for being able to launch down to the mission. Then we're going to come do the exploration, we're going to come back, we're going to then dock, we're going to debrief, and then we're going to unload and get everything back into our ship, and we're going to move to the med bay where our injured players are going to go, and then that's really about it. We have our memorial wall. This is where all our dead people go. And then we've got our save game. And then, of course, you'll just start again the next time you play by starting at the beginning and going through this book. And then we have all the little tabs we're going to stick in there. I have to figure out exactly which ones these go to. Critical. So this one obviously goes to the injury area. Then we have unique discoveries here. We have a section for the basic landers. So when we go to take our ships out, we're going to choose one. We have our production upgrades. We have our medical upgrades, our science upgrades, our bridge upgrades, our, what's this? More bridge upgrades, lots of bridge upgrades. We've got our objectives, our secondary objectives, our tech level. This is where that morale card goes that we saw earlier. And then this is the awaiting. That's amazing. That's just one giant big thing. So I think that's it. I think that's all that's in the core box. I can't believe I said all that's in there. This is an absolutely monstrous amount of stuff. This is going to be years and years of playing. Okay, well, not years, but it's going to be an absolute monstrous box. Now, of course, this is just the core box. There is so much more left to unbox. So let's check it out. One more thing I want to mention before we move on to another box is this shows you exactly how to put everything back in so you never have an issue. The only issue I think we're going to have is the fact that these are not going to be able to sleeve and all fit in here, but that's okay. I believe there is a solution that I will show you right now. Inside of the card protection that you get from this, which is all part of the all-in Kickstarter pledge, it comes with these areas where you can put things. And I believe it's very similar to Etherfields. I think they're thinking you can use this box as overflow for some of the cards as you're sleeving them because they're not all going to fit in that core game. But look at all the amount of sleeves there is. An absolute astronomical amount of sleeves. I can't believe it. All right, so I just want to make sure you understood that they did, I think, have a plan for how they're supposed to hold everything inside of that game box. Well, it would mean using this as well. Next, we have our Close Encounters box. This is all miniature, so it's going to replace all the standees that you saw in the game box. These are all going to be replaced by this awesome, oh my gosh, look at these. These are fantastic. These are blue, and there's like these awesome silver blue. This looks really cool, and then they even have these neat, what do you call them? Little plastic parts on some of these as well. Now, I don't know what all of these are. We'll have to play through the game to find out exactly how it is. So it does come with a caltrop, or I mean a foresighter. Oh, I'm funny. Nick's gonna go right there. And this, oh, this guy's busted. No, he's not. He's awesome. Oh my gosh, look at this. I thought the thing was laying down and they're busted. This guy looks awesome. Look at those things flying off of him. That's amazing. And then we have another one over here. Let's put this guy back without breaking any of these. This guy's got some shielding as well. These are really neat. Oh my gosh, look at these. Okay, this is an absolutely amazing sculpts. I would think nothing left from Awakened Realms, but even the sculpts for like our ships, or maybe not our ships, but some of these tech upgrades and things of that nature, they look really cool. Oh, this one's even got a little, maybe this thing goes in here. Just like, does it like magnetize in there, just kind of fit in there? Oh, it does kind of fit in there. Maybe if it's this way. Oh, I don't want to push it too hard. I don't want to break the thing. But it does look like it's supposed to fit in there. And maybe that gives it an upgrade of some kind. Or maybe this fits in there. Maybe this is the one that fits in there. Or maybe it gets this upgrade. I think I want that upgrade. That's a cannon. I'd rather have a bunch of guns when I'm flying around in space, right? Because in space, nobody can hear you scream unless you have a gun and you're shooting for a pet. Okay, no, maybe not. So there's these are all little things that you could stick in that thing. They all got little things you could put into like this or something of that nature. So I'm sure maybe that'll all play into effect. There's, I'm sure, more miniatures under here. Oh, there's more miniatures under here. And let's see what these look like. This peels off. That's awesome. And then, oh, look at this one. This one looks like something bad version of Spider-Man here. He's got webs and everything on him. That's pretty cool. Oh, look at this one. This one's got some really cool things coming out of it. It almost looks like something out of, oh, look at this. Looks like something out of The Matrix or something. This guy looks pretty cool. Oh, and he can hold a die on top of him. That's pretty awesome. They can hold dice for you, maybe. Maybe they can, like, so in case you lose them, then that guy can bring you back a die. Look at this guy. He looks like an obelisk or something, a moving obelisk or something. That looks pretty neat. We got a tornado guy here. We got a guy with rings around him. You can see this guy must be the best hula hoop player ever. You can do the hula hoop. Let's see what this one is. I just keep grabbing miniatures because these are super cool to look at. So cool to look at. This one, oh my gosh, these are... Okay, enough of that. Those are miniatures. I could sit here and just pick up every miniature in that box and look at, oh my gosh, look at this one. Looks like a giant spider-like creature. I'm deathly afraid of bugs, but you know, that's okay. Space spiders maybe aren't going to be too bad. I don't know, I guess you have to ask the guys from Lost in Space, at least the horrible movie that was made with, who was in that movie? With Gary Oldman, and I know it wasn't the greatest movie, but it was still entertaining. But anyway, Lost in Space, there we go. These guys are all done. We'll flip this around. It does tell me where all these go, which is pretty cool. And on the back, I'm sure it shows the bottom ones. Yep, that's perfect. That's awesome. This is super cool. I've got the Close Encounter set, and of course, everything is on that Sundrop pledge, which is really cool. The next thing we have is the section box, and this is very similar to something I think they did for Ether Fields, where these are going to be magnetic things that you could replace those other ones with. I don't think they're going to fit in the box though, but this is almost exactly like that, except it's got a different outside thing here, different artistic thing to it. But I love that each one of these is color coded for the different section that you're doing. So we've got like the science and the, I've already forgot what they were, engineering, which is sweet. There we go. And they're all magnetized. You can see the little magnet there, a little magnet here, and boom, and they go together. There we go. Well, nope, I can't even do it. I'm apparently magnetic illiterate. There we go. That's all that's in this box, but it's a really cool upgrade to make the game awesome. So now, when you're playing with your friends, you're gonna be like, oh, you want to be this guy? He gets this whole box of stuff, roar, as opposed to just that little plastic one. Not to say the plastic one's bad, but it's way better to have something like that, right? So that's our sections box. The next thing we have is our pets expansion. This is purely cosmetic. It's just different forms of the ones you'd normally be able to use. They're all the ones that can kind of hold the dice, and they have one built for each of the different classes again, or the different sections, I should say, which is pretty sweet. And they're going to hold a die. Again, I don't know if that's an extra die that you're going to have access to, or if it's just fun to have this guy holding a die off to the side before you decide to roll it. We'll have to see how it goes as we play through the game. So that's the pets expansion. That's really all that's in there, but it's still pretty cool. I like the fact that even those are sun-dropped. The next is not a cosmetic one. This is something that you can use in the game. This is going to be able to upgrade your characters to the veteran status by going through kind of personal quests of some kind. So they're all based on this personal files, and I'm not sure if it's just going to start off. What is this box? Yes, it tells you exactly what the box is. It contains 90 personal files and one personal files book. The expansion introduces a little more about each playable crew member, and there's up to like 90 different crew members, and here's their when they're at full power. I don't really want to look at them right now, but well, there they are. You just can't really hide it now. But that's the way this works. It's really cool. They all have their own little background story and its own logbook that's going to upgrade them to the highest possible class they can possibly be. That's this personal files file. I'm pretty excited for this one. I think this would be really cool if you can ever get your character there without them dying. There's only a few things left, and they're really all cosmetic in a way. This is a different dice, but they're the better, I shouldn't say better, they're just an upgraded dice is what they are, and they're all different kinds here. They've got these, the yellow ones, I mean, I think the other yellow ones are easier to see. Black on that yellow isn't the greatest, but these all look pretty nice. I'm pretty excited for those. And they're all, that's all it is. It's just dice, 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 dice. Look at this, dice, dice, dice. This game's got a lot of dice. And each, like I said, these dice are each for, all for different groups. They all have different sides on them that are going to be able to be upgraded and used for different classes. So that's really cool, sections, I should say. So it's really neat how they're doing that system. Those are the dice. Then we have a dice tower. If you got all these dice, you got a dice tower. You're going to have to build this dice tower. I'm sure it probably has instructions. You bet it does. It's got them right here. Here's the dice tower and how it's going to look when it's all done. And check it out. It is even in color. I didn't expect that. Oh my gosh. This is going to be sweet. I'm going to build this dice tower and we're going to use it. That's super cool. I don't know if you need to glue it, but it does look like it has tabs that are going to stick into certain places. You probably don't need to. That way you can disassemble it if you need to. These are the player mats. I know, oh look, another Caltrip, or I mean a four-sider. We'll put that over here. You've seen a four-sider before. These are the player mats that you can use, and I don't see any reason you wouldn't. Now it does look like these take up a lot of space on the table, but really the bulk of the game is built on that book. So if you have your character board here, you'll be able to at least have all the cards around it on this neat mat, because you're going to have them around it anyway. You might as well use the cool mat that goes along with your section. We've got the engineering one here. We've got, oh, look at these. These look really neat. They all have the same picture on them. Oh, I was kind of hoping they have different pictures, but that's okay. They are stitched, so they're really nice. So you can lay these out and then put the book in front of you, and you're all set to go. And you do have to play with 4 characters when you play this game. That is something you do need to know. But I think it's very easily managed, because a lot of it is all just going to be dice-based and story-related. So it's not going to be a whole bunch of cards. You have to be full to having a hand. Well, you do have a handful of cards, but hopefully it's not that overwhelming. I'm really hoping that it is be very manageable with 4 characters. And lastly, there's some really neat posters that you can put on the wall of ISS Vanguard. I'm sure it's just like the title poster, maybe some of the other posters or pictures that they used on their Kickstarter during the time. It's just kind of neat, again, to get some cosmetic things that are really cool that you can take advantage of. We've got, yep, the main ISS Vanguard picture here. Let's see what another picture is, if I can roll them out here without ruining anything. I probably will ruin something. We'll see how it goes here. This one is another one. And we got one left. Here it is right there. That one looks pretty neat. I like that one. So that's the posters. And really, that's it. That is ISS Vanguard. Now remember, this is only the first wave shipment. There is more coming in the future. I can't wait to get this to the table. I'll be doing a playthrough of this pretty soon, as fast as I can read that rule book, I'll tell you that. So please stay tuned. You'll see this very soon when it hits the channel. Thank you so much for watching the unboxing. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell symbol so you can see more ISS Vanguard as the game becomes unfolding in front of your eyes in my channel. I hope it comes soon. It will come soon. It has to come soon. This is something I've been waiting for a long time. If you're interested in supporting the channel, there's a link to my Patreon in the description of this video. The ones that have already joined my Patreon are here on the screen. I thank you all for your patronage in order to keep this channel growing in such an awesome direction. The Patreons themselves get chances to decide what games we play, what characters we use in our plays, and also kind of how we're going to paint up these characters in our live painting episodes that I try to do once a week. Now this whole game is sun-dropped, so I'm not sure I'm going to be painting any of it. It's already looking pretty good the way it is, which is really cool that they're able to do that for people. Again, thank you so much for watching. And if you're excited to see ISS Vanguard or anything else, then I need you to meet me at the table.